Hello, today I'm going to do another advanced steel video. I've got to update one of my lists. I've already done a video on updating the bill of materials, but this is a different one, so I figured I'd just record it while I was doing it. I'm going to update the bill of materials, the list for the pint-to-pint bolt list, which I haven't really used in the past, but I'm going to start using it. So this is a project I've done in the past. I've just opened it up, so I'll use this as my sample project. So let me just get I'll just do a bolt list on this area here. So these are my lists here. So what I'll do is I'll go in and we'll have a look at the previous list. So this one I just updated the personalize the top area, and I put in a footer. Now, this list, it does give you what you need, but it's not exactly what I want. So if I go back and I'll select all these items and use my pint-to-pint bolt list ADM, which is my own one, the one I just looked at, it'll give you the details of all the bolts, but it breaks them down into nuts, washers, and bolts, and it's a little confusing looking. There's no real need for it to separate these items, I feel. Some people may want it this way. That's fine. I would also, if I wanted it this way, I would, maybe organize it a little bit different. But let me change it the way I want it. This is not going to be the way everyone wants it, but it'll give you an idea of what you've got to do. So let me come in here. I want to change this. So I want to change this to, now I had an issue finding what was best here. If you go in, there's a token here for bolts total amount. So if we want to filter out bolts, here's one for number of bolts, and you're like, oh great, this will give me number of bolts, but this doesn't work. This must be related to something else. So I put the question out in the forum, and Alex Giles was able to help me out, and he said I just need to use the name token. So if I go into name and pick name and OK, so now this block is going to fill in with the name of the bolt. So what we can do is we can just, if we do OK, we can save that. Now I can use that bolt list just to show you how that's changed. So now this should just have the type of bolt in here. So now it has the type of the bolt, a 3/4 diameter A325 TC bolt. But it doesn't have, now I need also the amount of bolts, and I need the length of the bolts. So we'll close this again, we won't save it. Open up our list again. So now we need to add a couple more fields here. So I don't want the name to be first either. So let's drag this across. I want to copy this one. So copy. I like to paste them back up here, because if you paste them down here, it creates another line. So just go up here somewhere and do paste, and it'll throw it in on top of this. Bring this down here. And try and keep this even if you can. For now, we'll leave it like there. And we want to go field contents. And if you filter bolts again, and if you try and use number of bolts, this is not going to work for some reason either. So delete that, and I just did quantity. So quantity is what works. There's also global quantity. You don't want to use that. The quantity works for it. Some of these things you kind of have to play around with a little bit. So also I want this to be in the middle of this box, so you want to justify it. So the alignment here, I want to be center. This one here, I also want to be center. I could have centered this first and then copied it, because then both of them would have been. So I'll make this a little smaller. Move this one over here. So now I've got the quantity, I've got the name, and now I need the length over here. So I'll copy this again, and I'll paste it up top here. and I'll copy that down. Let's drag this back across. So that's not too bad. Quantity, I want to keep it away a little bit. Name, alright, so that's pretty good. Oh, got a mistake there. Let me escape out of that. Alright, so now I want to change the components. So the way I will do this is I'll delete that there, which is the tag, and then I'll just write bolts. I'll just put bolt, and that'll be for the header for the type of bolt. I'll make this smaller. I'll try and line it up with the name, which is where I want it. That's in line. So I'll do is copy that, and I'll paste up here again. Paste. I'll bring this down here, drag this across, I'll paste again. I'll put this here. These are all just dragging, dropping. I want this to be the length of my bolt, and I want this to be the amount of bolts. Now you can put in whatever you like here, whatever makes most sense to you. Quantities here. I like this grey color, so I'm going to change all of these across here. I like to put a little bit of color on my lists because the client can print them out in black and white if he wants, so he's going to have the option of having a little bit of color, like the list type and the phase of the project are orange, the name's up here in large. Anyway, so the amount is here now. Width is in here, so it lists the beams and it says connected width. So I want to move this amount over this way a little bit. So I'll go in here and just add spacing for this, like 5 or 6 spaces. Click on the box above it. I want to go a little bit further. Let's go another 3. 1, 2, 3. Click above. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So I usually just do OK and then save. But just be careful, don't to press escape or it'll jump straight out and you won't save anything. So now we can test our list and see how this looks. So I'm going to go back to point-to-point bolt list. It should be updated already. And we'll see what we have. Now, I guess I should have saved the other one so we could compare them. But now, what I have now, as you'll see, this here is a beam I don't have connected. There's some issue I have in the model there. So everything else is connected to something. I don't know what that is. But the amount of bolts is correct. So if you see there's 4 bolts and 3/4 A325 TC bolts. Oh, and we can see here I've never changed the length. So let me go back, and I've made a mistake there. So let's not worry about mistakes. Let's go and fix them so we'll learn from our mistakes. Alright, so open our list again. And here, name, I never fixed this one. So go to field content. And I want to put length in here. So do length, OK. And then do OK. And then yes to save it. And then use it again. As you can see, it's pretty quick. It doesn't take that long. To change a couple of elements once you know what you're doing. But always make sure to save a backup first. So as you can see now, here's the length of the bolts. So I would like to see what this issue is. 4A360, 1 beam mark 7B1 connected to. So one of the beams 7B1 is not connected for some reason. Whatever is wrong in my model. But you can see this, I feel like, is a better way to have the list. Rather than having it broken down into nuts and washers. Now I have, let's come down here. We'll go to the second page. You'll see there's no errors there. So if we just look at this. So we have beam mark 7B1 is connected to 7B6 with 4 bolts. They're 3/4 A325 TC bolts and they're 1.75 inches long. So I don't know if anyone else uses these, or maybe this is helpful to somebody if they want to change a different list. But from now on, I'm going to use this point-to-point bolt list. I hope that was helpful, and if you have any requests for a video that I may know how to do, please request it in the comments box, or send me an email, or contact me on LinkedIn. My name is Adrian Mangan. And alright, have a good day. I hope that helps. Bye bye.